Let me tell you a little story. Back when I was 50 years old, it was before Thanksgiving. I don't remember the exact date or month. My sister called me. And she asked, would I be willing to test to see if I was a match to donate our oldest brother, Mike, a kidney. I said, sure. I didn't even know he needed a kidney. He didn't talk about it very much. And living in different states, I didn't see him very often to see the change in his physical condition. So she gave me the number to call, and I called and gave my name, what I was wanting, and was told I'd be contacted. So the first step of being a living donor is you have to pass a phone interview. So a few days later, someone called me, and the questions were, did I take any medication? No. Did I smoke? Yes. At the time I did. Thankfully, I have quit now. Did I have any heart disease or kidney disease? No. Did I have kidney stones? No. High blood pressure? No. So all the questions that they asked me, and there were more, I'm sure, it was a 30-minute phone call. They said that they would send me a kit in the mail. This kit arrived, and it consisted of, I needed a blood test and blood pressure taken for a week. I live next door to the fire department, and so they agreed to take my blood pressure every day. And we logged it down, and they had to sign off on it. And I called somebody to get a blood test. I forget who, but somebody gave me a blood test. But to backtrack just a little bit, I had the kit. And Thanksgiving in November 2009, I did go to my oldest brother's house for Thanksgiving, and when I saw him, I was shocked. Here I was, just taking my ever-loving time, not really in a rush, didn't think it was that bad, and he looked rough. Let me show you a picture of what he looked like. And that Thanksgiving, he told me that if I was a match, that I would have to go to UAB, University of Alabama, and take tests all day long, and that he would take me if I was a match. And I said, okay. So not long after that, I received the results that I was qualified to donate a kidney to him, and I was 100% match. Now this is the part of the story that I can't ever hardly get through without crying. When I got the results, I called my oldest brother, and he didn't answer. So I called my youngest brother. And told Mitch that I was trying to get a hold of Mike, that I had results from the test to donate a kidney. And he said, hold on. So a few minutes later, my nephew called me. Or what I thought was my nephew, but it was actually my brother on my nephew's phone. And they were at the store shopping, and Mike had left his phone in the truck. And when he called and said, what's up? I said, I just want you to know that I have won an all-expense paid vacation to the University of Alabama because I'm a 100% match. And I didn't hear anything on the other end of the line. And a few minutes later, my nephew got on the phone, and he said, Aunt Mona, I don't know what you said to my dad, But he's in the middle of the floor in this store, bawling like a baby. So from there, my brother took me to UAB, and you have to be there 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's all day testing. They do all kinds of tests, x-rays, chest x-rays, heart tests, kidney function tests, all kinds of stuff. On a transplant team, there are 10 doctors, and I had to talk to all 10 doctors. And one of the doctors I talked to asked the question, is he forcing you to give him a kidney? No. Would I feel guilty if it didn't work? No. I would know that I did what I could to help him, and the results is not up to me. So we left there, we did all the tests, we left there and went home, and I waited for the results. And the results were, all 10 doctors have to be 100% in agreement. There was one doctor who wanted a biopsy of a spot that was on my lungs. As a child, I had histoplasmosis, which is a lung fungus from playing in a chicken pen at my grandma's house when I was a kid. 9 of the doctors said it's histoplasmosis, but the one doctor wanted a biopsy. So I arranged to go to Golden Triangle Medical Center in Columbus, Mississippi to have a lung biopsy. When I got there, the doctor came into my room and she asked me, "Why are you doing this? It's just histoplasmosis." And I said, "I know, but I'm trying to donate a kidney to my oldest brother, and of the 10 doctors, one wanted a biopsy." She said, "Hang on just a minute," and she left the room, and she came back, and she said, "I'm not supposed to do this, but my husband is your brother's kidney doctor." And she said, "I'm going to take care of you." And from that point on, she was snapping orders and getting stuff done. And she made sure that I was well taken care of. I went down, they took me down to do the biopsy, and the doctor that was doing the biopsy asked me, "Why are you doing this?" "It's just histoplasmosis." I said, "I know, but I'm trying to donate a kidney to my oldest brother, and one of the doctors wanted a biopsy." And he said, "Consider my services free." And the anesthesiologist that was sitting there fixing to put me to sleep said, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Consider my services free." And they didn't charge me. So they did the biopsy, and they took me back up into the room, and my lung collapsed. So they had to take me back down and put me back to sleep and fill my lungs back up again. And I had to stay overnight in the hospital. So we got that took care of, and I was able to leave, and the hospital discounted my bill by half because I was going to donate a kidney. From there, I had to have a mammogram and a pap smear, and when I called the doctor's offices to set up the appointment, it was months in advance before I could get in. So I explained that I was trying to donate a kidney to my oldest brother. They said, "Come in, we'll work you in." And I went in, and they immediately got me in. I got the pap smear, I got the mammogram. From there were several times that I had to do a 24-hour urine collection and take over to UAB and drop it off. And then they set up the transplant, which would have been April 9th of 2010. So we went in the night before, got a motel room because we had to be there early the next morning. They took us in, put us in the same room. My brother was nervous as a cat. I think he thought that I was going to back out. But they came in, they gave us something to relax us, and then they came and got me. They took me down, and they cut me 5 times. 1 was a light, 2 or 3 were instruments, and then of course the cut to get the kidney out. And about the time that they were ready to remove the kidney, they brought my brother down. I was asleep, I didn't know any of this. And they brought my brother down, and they prepped him, and they took the kidney from me and put it in him. And later they told me that it started working immediately. I come out into recovery, and when I woke up, somebody was rubbing my hair, and I was trying to, like, what is going on? And I hear my youngest brother saying, "She looks just like Mom." My sister and her husband drove me home from there, and from the hospital, and my mom was waiting for me to help take care of me. They say that it's harder on the donor than it is the recipient, and from the experience that I've had of seeing my brother and in how I was feeling, I believe that. I don't know why it's harder on the donor, but it is. I believe it was for like 6 months. I wasn't even supposed to pick up a gallon of milk. But the kidney worked great, is still working great 15 years later. They had told me that it was pretty much a 10-year lifespan with a donor kidney. My brother said that they told him 25 years. I'm wondering if the difference was being a kidney donor or being a 100% match kidney donor. I don't know, but we're on our 15th year. He's fine, I'm fine, everybody's fine. And it's amazing, the process. And of course, he has to take anti-rejection medication the rest of his life. For me, I'm supposed to have my kidney checked every year, kidney function and protein. In the 15 years, I've been 1 year to have it checked. My philosophy is, it's working fine. So that's my story of how I became a living organ donor. The one thing they did tell me was, if my kidney was not big enough, it would grow to fit my need. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here, supporting me by watching my videos, hitting that like button, sharing the videos. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. So I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a blessed day.
When you don't know where you're running, come